Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, saluting Earth Day on April 22nd with an ongoing commitment to help offset carbon emissions with sustainable harvesting of Missouri forests. Details at choosewood.com.
It's Tuesday, March 22nd. This is The Gateway. I'm Wayne Pratt. The pandemic led some St. Louis region school districts to find new ways to reach out to families who speak languages other than English.
We are here for them. We are here to support them. They matter to us, and we will do the work that needs to be done to make it equitable within the school system for them.
In just a few minutes, St. Louis Public Radio's Kate Grumke reports on how districts are increasing their multilingual communications. Police officers, firefighters, and other workers in St. Louis say they are not being paid enough. The St. Louis Police Officers Association and the International Association of Firefighters Local 73 are calling on the city to boost the salaries of public safety workers. The union leaders say a May 2021 report commissioned by the city shows public safety employees are paid far less than those in other Midwest cities. They say the city has trouble filling positions because candidates are taking jobs that pay more. The ex-wife of former Missouri governor and current U.S. Senate candidate Eric Greitens says he abused her and their children. As St. Louis Public Radio's Sarah Kellogg reports, the allegations stem from a court custody dispute over their children.
In a sworn statement, Sheena Greitens says her ex-husband both physically and emotionally abused her multiple times, including knocking her down, taking her cell phone, and hitting one of their sons across the face. The affidavit was filed as a result of a custody dispute over their children. Sheena Greitens has asked court proceedings to move to Texas, where she currently lives, rather than Missouri. Greitens' campaign issued a statement denouncing the allegations, calling them completely false, and saying Sheena Greitens' affidavit is, quote, a last-ditch attempt to vindictively destroy her ex-husband. Eric Greitens' attorneys have filed a motion to seal the records, stating the allegations will irreparably damage his candidacy and reputation. Several of Greitens' competitors for the Senate seat have called for Greitens to drop out of the race after the allegations became public. In Jefferson City, I'm Sarah Kellogg, St. Louis Public Radio.
St. Louis officials say there is no active local or federal investigation into the death of former state representative Cora Faith Walker. The 37-year-old collapsed earlier this month in the hallway of the Live by Lowe's Hotel. She died an hour later at St. Louis University Hospital. A cause of death still has not been determined, but City Public Safety Director Dan Isom says officials do not suspect foul play.
There's nothing within the information that I've laid out to you or in my own experience that I see as suspicious or anything that would lead us to do further investigation.
Officials are still waiting for toxicology results and a final report from the medical examiner. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says the state is monitoring the latest COVID-19 subvariant, Omicron BA2, which is picking up speed in Illinois. Alex Degman reports.
Pritzker says health officials are also talking to pharmacies and doctors' offices to make sure they're stocked up on FDA-approved COVID treatments. He says the more transmissible BA2 variant is responsible for 25% of Illinois' current COVID cases, and the state's preparing for more.
We have more than 1.5 million rapid tests on hand, with 500,000 more on the way in the coming weeks. I'm also calling on all schools to consider their current testing capacity and make sure that they're prepared with a strong testing plan.
The first Illinois case of Omicron BA2 was detected in January. I'm Alex Degman.
Democrats who control the Illinois state capitol are urging members of the General Assembly to approve sanctions against Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. Governor Pritzker has released a statement with House and Senate leaders pledging swift action on legislation and declaring Russian President Vladimir Putin, quote, must be stopped. A House Democrat has introduced a plan to divest in Russian debt, expand the state's refugee program to include Ukrainians, and set up a panel to investigate the laundering of Russian money in Illinois real estate. That proposal has yet to be assigned for a public hearing. Students who are learning English have been disproportionately affected by the pandemic. But as St. Louis Public Radio's Kate Grumke reports, the last few years forced some schools in the region to do a better job of reaching out to parents in other languages.
Buenas tardes. Gracias por unirse a nosotros en esta
More than
reunión
100
virtual.
people are logging on to a Wednesday evening virtual town hall held by the Rittner School District. They have questions about parent-teacher conferences,
Entonces, cuando sea una conferencia, ¿van a avisar?
summer school,
Sí, yo tengo una para las clases de verano.
and kindergarten registration.
Mi pregunta es sobre los niños de kinder que no...
Spanish-speaking counselors, IT professionals, and interpreters are online to answer questions and translate information from administrators. Rittner held its first town hall like this one for families who speak Spanish in September 2020. At the time, students were learning from home. Now the meetings in Spanish are here to stay. Marta Piñones is a bilingual therapeutic counselor who works in Rittner's International Welcome Center. She says these town halls have fostered a different connection with families who don't speak English.
A lot of the times, they weren't able to participate in ways that they wanted to and be as proactive in education as they wanted to because of the language barrier. So it is a great space for them to come in and just ask any question to all of our bilingual staff.
Across the St. Louis region, many school districts say they've also increased multilingual communications for parents because of the pandemic. The St. Charles School District started translating communications for the first time after the March 2020 lockdowns. Afton changed its mass notification system to offer automatic translations, and the Parkway School District increased its budget for its website translations. In St. Louis public schools, students speak more than 50 languages. The day before a recent snow day, families received messages in Spanish,
Hola padres.
Swahili,
Hamjambo azazi.
Pashto,
سلام محترم مایندو او پلارونو لطفاً توجه
and many other languages. St. Louis Public Schools has been doing this work for a long time. A team of translators covers 6 of the most commonly spoken languages in the district, and for the rest, the district works with an outside vendor. But during the pandemic, St. Louis Public Schools still saw a big increase in language access services for families, according to Ala Gonzalez del Castillo. She runs the district's program for speakers of languages other than English.
Prior to the pandemic, for the most part, as a school district, our teachers were waiting for the parent to come to the school. But as we all transition to virtual communication with families, right? In a way, that opened up that window for communication.
Back in the Rittner School District, Gabriela Carrasco scrolls through an app called Class Dojo, which automatically translates messages from her 2 sons' teachers.
Me es muy servicial esta aplicación porque aquí puedo entender un poco.
She says the app has been really useful. Carrasco moved to the district about 18 years ago and says she's always been able to communicate with the school, thanks to the district's interpreters. But when the pandemic hit, all of the new technology was a challenge. Carrasco attended the new Spanish town halls from the beginning and says they've been a huge help.
Sí, de verdad fue una de gran ayuda porque ahí uno se informa de muchas cosas que a veces tal vez uno se queda pensando y por qué esto.
She says it's great to have an opportunity to ask questions about things that have been on her mind. Piñones, the bilingual therapeutic counselor, says it's important to make sure families are informed to ultimately support the students.
And especially when we're thinking about culture, right? Latino culture is very collectivistic and, it's a community. And if you are only dealing with the kid, you are completely negating a whole part of that person.
She and her colleagues provide social and emotional support and also work to help families access resources like winter coats, meals, and diapers. It's all part of the broader effort to integrate the connection between the district and its Spanish-speaking families.
We are here for them. We are here to support them. They matter to us, and we will do the work that needs to be done to make it equitable within the school system for them.
I'm Kate Grumke, St. Louis Public Radio.
Our Jonathan Ahl edited that report. Shula Newman is the executive editor of St. Louis Public Radio, a listener-supported service of the University of Missouri-St. Louis. Music by Ryan McNeely of Adult Fur. I'm Wayne Pratt. This has been The Gateway.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, saluting Earth Day on April 22nd with an ongoing commitment to help offset carbon emissions with sustainable harvesting of Missouri forests. Details at choosewood.com.